Hey guys, Andres here. So, Sonic Frontiers has finally released. I haven't played the game yet for certain reasons, but I have watched all the cutscenes. So, what I can say about the story is, it's really nothing special. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think it's a major step in the right direction after a whole decade of filler meta humor, but when you compare this game's story to the ones from Sonic 1 to Sonic and the Black Knight, yeah, there's something missing. I won't go too deep, but I can tell you my problems with it. The formula of each island revolves around Sonic has to find the Chaos Emeralds, fight the Titans, and rescue his friends. It gets repetitive over time. The game doesn't make me care that much for Eggman and Sage as a father and daughter duo. And will Sega stick with the development of Tails, Knuckles, and Amy in this game? They don't even do anything major in this same game other than cheerleading for Sonic. For the 5th time. And while I appreciate Ian Flynn trying to make this feel like one continuity of games, truth is, most of these references aren't really necessary. They just come across as, ooh, they said the thing! They said the thing! Aren't you happy, guys? They said the thing! They mentioned Maria, they mentioned Neo Metal Sonic, they mentioned the Babylon Rogues, they mentioned Tangled, they mentioned Styx! Remember Styx from your favorite show, Sonic Boom? Oh, please tell me you remember Styx and Sonic Boom, please. Wait, Styx? Styx is part of the mainline cast now? Does that mean Sonic Boom is canon now? They didn't even give her a proper introduction. Amy just name drops her and that's it. Sega, what is going on up there? And now that we're talking about references, let's talk about the subject of today. And today, I'll be talking about why I think Sonic Frontiers should have really retconned the color/meta era. With all that said, let's get started. Number 1. Disregard for continuity. Something really ironic about the Colors era games is that their premise is referencing the past as much as possible, yet they try to avoid everything the games from Sonic Adventure 1 to Sonic and the Black Knight have established. Like the logic in sleek redesigns, humans and Anthros living in the same world, Shadow's heroic development, the events of Crisis City being erased. They even retconned that classic Sonic is supposedly from another dimension where Green Hill Zone and Chemical Plant Zone also exist, rather than him simply being a younger Sonic, while also having the audacity of having Tails say, right, that makes sense. Picture this, a couple of years ago, you accidentally caught a hammerhead while fishing, but now in the present, you're being gaslit that you actually caught a swordfish. Would that make sense? Yeah, I didn't think so. That's why I think Frontiers' premise of trying to fix a continuity and trying to add to it just falls flat, because in actuality, all it's doing is legitimizing all those continuity errors from the 2010's games. Number 2. Tonal consistency. A major reason why these games' premise is to be more lighthearted than Sonic usually was mostly due to critics at the time spreading this belief that Sonic shouldn't be anything more than just a cartoony blue hedgehog fighting fat scientists. That's why in these games, you have Sonic quipping non-stop, and Eggman acknowledging how much of a loser he is, even having goofy henchmen that back that up. Picture you have a cool friend at school. He buys you ice cream and gets in good terms with the teacher. Everyone loves him. But then for some reason, he becomes the most annoying person in the world. Always making these ass-pulled jokes, always throwing pies at everyone. But a week later, he inexplicably goes back to being cool again. Out of nowhere. This actually reminds me of that scene in Gravity Falls where Dipper and Ford are playing Dungeons, and more dungeons. But then Dipper brings up the infamous 80s version of the game. It's exactly like that here.
Yeah, they change the art every few years. Thankfully, you missed the period when the creators of the game tried to make it cooler.
Man, this game is boring.
You dare challenge probabilitism?
I'll flip the cat back and roll the dice. Don't step to the wizard, cause the wizard.
Too many dungeons and all that. Updated for the non-double deuce. Available wherever dope games are sold.
Must have been dark times, those 90s.
Yeesh.
And number 3. Hold up, I'm not saying they killed somebody off. With character assassination, I mean when a new writer comes in, takes a pre-established character, and flanderizes them to the point they become unrecognizable. Throughout this decade, Amy is either a generic cheerleader, an obsessive fangirl, or a self-righteous broad Knuckles is also either a generic cheerleader or a helpless dumbass with no dimension whatsoever. Shadow's such an edgelord to the point where he's willing to destroy the universe out of spite for Eggman. Tails is either an inactive tech genius, a self-centered douchebag, or a spineless pussy. Fans might be coming at me with pitchforks and everything for saying this, but I find this conversation where Tails calls out how inconsistent he's been through the last decade as a disgusting and manipulative move from Sega to justify his wrongdoings. All just to make classic Sonic look good. Remember how The Rise of Skywalker tried to fix everything The Last Jedi caused? By literally, inexplicably reviving Palpatine? Yeah, it's kinda like that here. Or if you want a simpler example, picture if in Invincible Season 2, they finally acknowledge that Amber is a toxic girlfriend. And Amber just says, "Aw man, Mark, if only it wasn't such a..."
I can't say.
And Mark just says, "It's okay, Amber, I forgive you." That would suck! And those were my simple 3 reasons why I think the Color/Meteora should have been retconned. Oh yeah, and don't worry. I am fully aware that there are fans fighting against the idea of retconning these games. And yeah, it begs a question. Is retconning bad installments always necessary? Not really. For example, Seed of Chucky is the most disgusting, repugnant Chucky movie out there. But should have been retconned though. It did try to expand upon the Chucky lore and even brought a fan favorite character. And it was the Chucky movie in which Don Mancini could go crazy as the director. And I don't want to take that away from him. In the case of the 2010 Sonic games though, yeah, you don't need to look further. Anyway, that was the video for today. I hope you liked it. And if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you don't miss anything, and comment your thoughts down below. And for my new catchphrase, stay graceful and hopeful.
In the end, who's on your side? Who can you trust? In the middle of the night, where will you be? If you can't find you, there's no place to go. Nothing to do if you gotta do